What's up, guys? If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Also, please smash that like button on the video and enjoy the show.
Have you thought about the future humans possibility, which is tied into multiverse theory?
Future humans. Is that where there were... Oh, okay. So it's our future humans or something that have created a simulation that put us in a simulation. Is that what that means?
That's one way to put it. That, okay. I mean, that could be a possibility.
I'm probably horribly summarizing.
What I'm going to is, a form of, let's call it what it is, time travel. Mm-hmm. And I always use Michu's example to explain this because I think it makes it the easiest, and it's very important to think of the context. But when he talks about time travel and this possibility, which would be violating like every law of physics even to be able to do it. But he talks about how, for example, if you went back to save Abraham Lincoln from John Wilkes Booth, you would not be changing the present that you came from. You would be creating an entirely different multiverse. So think about the butterfly effects of every possible thing.
Yeah.
So future humans come in and they affect different versions of reality and what then happens out of it, which God knows what that leads to and what that all means. But, I think about things like the people who another version of the music of the universe speaks to them, like a Nikola Tesla, or stuff like that. And I wonder if some of them are either tapped into that or don't know that they're future humans. There's some way, and now we're getting crazy woo-woo, but there's some way that they're not even aware of it. And maybe that's their passing so that they can walk among us and can see and hear different things. And then I look at it and I pull myself back to reality and I say, no, there are just some people who are really fucking smart, right? Which is definitely also a thing. But at what point does it become... where the FBI is cleaning out your house when you die with $88 in your bank account because you were that much of a genius.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're just trying to cover up for Edison's legacy. It could be something as simple as that. We have to introduce the things that could close these gaps that aren't crazy, right?
Yeah.
It could be that.
Yeah.
But I wonder about, people who are able to experience things. There was... I'm trying to think if I can even say this on camera. There was someone I was speaking to recently who I hope will come in and do a podcast. I don't know. They're not really a podcast person, but they were talking to me about humans who can, I don't know what the word is, but tap in to something else that gives them not like being a psychic, like with the remote viewing and stuff, but actually gives them access to be able to understand things happening around us that you and I can't understand, right? That's a very vague way of putting it. But he was citing an example of a guy who, I'm sorry if I got to be really vague about this, I hope it comes out okay.
It's all good.
But he was citing an example of a guy who provably through insane testing has the ability to tap into something. They figured it, they tested him and he can.
Really?
But he thinks it's something else. And I'm not going to say what that is.
Okay.
Again, very vague.
This will come
here.
out on an episode someday.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
If this guy comes on and is able to talk about that, which he may not be able to talk about this one on air, but I would love if he could.
Interesting.
He's able to tap into something else. And they can't tell him that because then they're afraid he won't be able to tap into it again. And all I think to myself is this person different? Mm-hmm. And does this person not know they're different? And is it just because they're different because they're just born with something different? Uh-huh. Or is it because of some weird shit?
Yeah.
I don't know. Gun to my head, they're just born different. Mm-hmm. Right? It's not the weird shit. But there's a possibility.
Yeah.
That because the shit this guy's able to do, if I could, I can't say what he's able to do, but the kind of thing that makes you sit in silence for 5 minutes when you hear it.
Really?
Yeah.
Man. You know what I'm inclined to think? Sometimes when I think about ancient people, sometimes I wonder if they were that way. If the people who, not all of them, but the people like Imhotep, who, first physician, first architect, first real genius, and you hear all these stories of these ancient Maya, Aztec people, and the Egyptians, Sumerians, the list goes on. I mean, dude, even think about like Ezekiel in the Bible and all the things that he saw. Moses seeing God himself. Sometimes I wonder, like, were people's pineal glands more open at a certain period in time, where there's something out there that's beyond us, and all these ancient religions and all of civilization started because people were unbridled and like tapped into something that we're like cut off from today. Like I feel
That's
like
logical.
I feel like our civilization, our mindset is so decayed, and I think it's really started since the Western first world has come off. Like the biggest evidence of that is shell shock from World War I and World War II. Think about the life that people were living in Midwest United States, living on a farm, going to church every day, going to school every day, go to church on Sundays, you milk cows. You're living like a pretty peaceful, not a primitive life, but like something that is more closely related to kind of like a natural, holistic way of living. But then all of a sudden, modern technology shows up, and we start being like a cancer spot on the earth. The Industrial Revolution, we start basically destroying the planet. All of our food is horrific for us, especially here all over the world, really. And I wonder, over time, have we just polluted our own minds and bodies?
Thank you for watching the video, guys. Please hit that subscribe button and check out this clip's full podcast episode by clicking here or in the description below.